started with a lot of hope. Hope fueled by the collective dreams of 47 million people for a new India, led by a man whose vision and statesmanship promised to take the country forward. And then, cracks developed. The Chinese invasion jolted Nehru out of the dream, and in years to come it faded further as socialism's restrictions set in. The war with China in 1962 shook foundations. The Chinese got what they wanted in the Aksai Chin area and retreated from the rest. That meant a loss of 38,000 square kilometers in India in the northeast. Going to war dearly cost Jawaharlal Nehru, for his ideology of non-violence lost its credentials in international relations. At home, the Nehruvian charisma was diluted. His leadership came under criticism. Come 1965, 3 years later, India was faced with another challenge, this time from Pakistan. For Lal Bahadur Shastri, who had taken charge as the new Prime Minister after Nehru's death, it was a tough task. The 65 war was unconventional in ways more than one. Not only was it fought in icy heights of the Himalayan frontier, it was a battle for national pride.
Pakistan, I think, has always felt and have that myth at the back of their mind that Indians are a weak nation, a weak group, as they call us, pulse-eating gas bags. They felt we will not be able to stand up to them the way we could not stand up to the Chinese in '62. They decided to launch an all-out operation against India. If I can recall correctly, they started a very massive infiltration.
Two wars in a span of just 3 years was a little too much. Coming out of the China War, India had got little time to modernize its military prowess. And adding to miseries were droughts in many parts of the country in the late 60s. India had to make do with inferior wheat imports from the US to tide over its food crisis. Viewing the critical situation, Shastri's eternal slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, had its desired impact on soldiers and farmers alike. Close on the heels of the Shastri wave came the Green Revolution to achieve independence on the food front. The Tashkent Treaty, earlier thought to be the panacea for deteriorating relations between arch-rivals India and Pakistan, had little impact, and the situation remained a stalemate. Shastri died when he was in Tashkent. Mystery over his death continues till date.
Prime Minister Indira Gandhi.
Then came the era of Indira Gandhi. After Shastri's death, she toppled Morarji Desai, who thought himself the natural choice for the Prime Minister's post. Indira's taking over meant radical changes in Indian politics. It brought about a generational shift from the Nehru era. Unlike her father, Indira was a shrewd politician. She soon consolidated her position within the party, much to the chagrin of old war horses who called themselves the Syndicate. India at the time was led by Indira Gandhi. Ram Manohar Lohia had referred to her as Gungi Gudiya. Indira went on to break away from the Morarji Desai group and created her own party that ruled with communist support. Measures that established the license Raj. The rupee was devalued 40% against the US dollar. 14 banks were nationalized. Some cried foul, others applauded the move as a masterstroke. And then 1971. Indira raised the slogan Garibi Hatao and propelled her party to power. Even here though, there were question marks and a case that would eventually dismiss her government over rigging began. Seeds for the national emergency of 1975 were sown. It was also a period of turmoil in India's neighborhood. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was elected to power in East Pakistan with a thumping majority, raising political fears for Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in West Pakistan. A policy of repression against East Pakistan led to widespread genocide. India chose deliberately to hold off.
from whatever source it may